It happened on a Tuesday morning. 6 faces flickered on the screen. Colleagues, half awake, clutching their coffee mugs, waiting for the daily video call to end. And then came the moment that broke me. Sarah laughed and said, "Holy shit, put those away. You look like you're in a porno. We don't need to see that first thing in the morning." Just like that, the temperature in the room dropped, even though we weren't in the same room. One person laughed. The others froze. I wanted to disappear. My throat clenched. My palms started to sweat. I shut my laptop, made up some excuse, and left the meeting. But the shame stayed with me. And it wasn't just about that moment. It was years in the making. See, I have big boobs. Really big. And I'm tiny. My whole body is 52 kilograms, around 115 pounds. That's all of me. But when people see me, they don't see a whole person. They see cartoon boobs. That's what Sarah called them once. Cartoon boobs, like I'm some over-sexualized joke of a human being. Growing up in a conservative family didn't help. Modesty wasn't just a virtue, it was a weapon. Any curve was something to be hidden, any attention unwanted. So I learned to shrink myself. Oversized sweaters, slouched posture. I spent my 20s apologizing for my chest. And then came Sarah. At first, I thought she was one of those bold, effortlessly confident women. Funny, loud, unapologetic. She was slim, beautiful. Her proportions were just tidy. Clothes looked great on her. Where I felt frumpy in loose button-downs, she looked polished and professional in the same outfit. I was jealous. Silently, quietly jealous. But Sarah, she noticed. And she weaponized it. It started with backhanded compliments. "Your boobs look great in that top. Enjoy them while they last. Soon they'll be down to your knees." Ha ha ha, ha. Or she'd say things like, "You know, studies show guys prefer smaller chests, less maintenance." Sometimes she'd scroll Reddit and send me screenshots of threads where men wrote paragraphs about how large boobs were unattractive or unprofessional. See? You're not missing out. I laughed it off until I couldn't anymore. I told her it made me uncomfortable. More than once. I told her I was sensitive about my body. She nodded and said, "Oh, don't be so uptight." Then 5 days later, she'd make another joke. And now, this. That video call. The look on everyone's face. The heat rising to my ears. My stomach twisting in knots. It wasn't a joke. It was a public humiliation. After the call, she rang me. Asked what was wrong. And I lost it. I didn't yell. I didn't scream. But I unraveled. 10 minutes of unfiltered truth. I told her to go fuck herself. I told her I was sick of her jabs, her jokes, her insecurity dressed up as free speech. I told her I never wanted to speak to her again. Then I hung up. I thought that was the end. Until I found out it wasn't. A coworker, John, one of the people on the call, reached out to me, said he wanted to check in, and then he dropped a bombshell. Sarah was telling everyone that I had bullied her, that I was the one making cruel comments about her appearance, that I called her flat-chested, ugly, like a boy. I was stunned. I had never said anything like that. Not once. I actually thought her body was beautiful. I envied it. She was everything I thought I wasn't. Composed, compact, graceful in a fitted blouse. But now, apparently, I was the aggressor. John didn't buy it. Said he knew it wasn't true. Said the others didn't either. Some were already uncomfortable with how often Sarah made comments about my body. He told me to speak to HR, that they'd back me up. At first, I hesitated. I didn't want drama. I just wanted to get through my workday, collect my paycheck, and go home. But then I remembered Sarah had already beaten me to it. She was trying to paint herself as the victim, and me as the bully. She wasn't just shaming me now. She was trying to destroy my reputation. So I went to HR. I gathered my proof. Screenshots of messages she sent. Comments. Memes about large breasts. Threads she'd forwarded. A history of uninvited commentary on my body. I sent them all in. John backed me. So did others. Even my manager supported me. But just as things started to move forward, a colleague, Lucy, called me. She said Sarah had suffered a panic attack, that she was too unwell to speak to me directly, that she wanted us to drop the complaints, both of them, and chalk it up to a stress-induced misunderstanding. I froze, because I know what panic attacks feel like. I've had them. That drowning sensation, the chest tightness, the feeling that death is right around the corner. It's real. It's terrifying. And if she truly had one, I didn't want to be the cause. But then I remembered. Sarah wasn't panicking because of guilt. She was panicking because she got caught. That's not accountability. That's fear of consequences. And then I found out she was trying to control the narrative again, telling people I flirted with coworkers, that I used my body to get ahead, that I was manipulative, that I played the victim card. All of this from a woman who used to hug me after meetings, who used to send me empowering quotes on Instagram, who used to laugh with me in the break room and tell me I was beautiful. I realized I never had a friend. I had an enemy in disguise. Sarah finally spoke to me, said she wanted to talk things through, said she wanted to explain. But it wasn't a conversation. It was a monologue of bitterness. She mocked things I had told her in confidence, about my family, my upbringing, my body image struggles. She called me a slut, said I was sleeping with men in the office, that I was manipulating everyone, especially John. That's when I saw it clearly. She wasn't sorry. She didn't regret hurting me. She regretted losing control. I told her I was done. I ended the call, and I filed every last word with HR. She asked to be transferred to another team. Fine. Good. Because I don't want to see her again. I don't want her near me, but I'm not staying silent. For years, I let people, family, coworkers, even friends, tell me who I was. I let their words shape how I saw myself. I let shame decide what I wore, how I walked, what I said. I disappeared under layers of fabric and fear. Not anymore. So, am I the asshole? Because I defended myself? Because I refused to let someone twist the truth? Because I said, finally and fully, enough? No. No, I'm not. I'm just a woman, trying to exist in peace, in a body that never asked to be a battleground, and I'm done apologizing for it. Wow, that was intense. This story isn't just about boobs. It's not even just about Sarah. It's about power, about shame, about what happens when someone turns your vulnerability into a weapon, and what happens when you take that weapon back. To the person listening, maybe you've been on the receiving end of cruel jokes dressed up as honesty. Maybe you've watched someone chip away at your confidence until you don't even recognize yourself in the mirror. Maybe you've doubted your own reality because someone else spoke louder than you. This story is your reminder. Your voice matters. Your boundaries matter. And your pain, it's valid. We live in a world where women's bodies are constantly under scrutiny. Too much, not enough, too visible, too modest. But here's the truth. Your body is not a punchline, and no one gets to use it to silence you. So what would you do if a friend crossed that line? If a colleague humiliated you in front of others, would you speak up? Would you stay silent? Would you second-guess yourself, like our storyteller did? Let us know in the comments. This has been AITA Story Vault, where your truth becomes your power. Until next time, stay bold, stay honest, and don't ever let someone else write your story for you.